and bloke taps me on the shoulder, and he's like, "Do you realise you're sat in the When Harry Met Sally seats?"
What is your favourite city then?
London's my favourite city flat out in the world. Definitely. Closely followed by New York. New York for me was one of the best places I've ever been to. I loved every second of being in New York. The pace, the people, the food, the music, everything about it I thought was so good. It was my first time going, and it was last year. So I just loved everything about New York.
Yeah. I was going to bring that up because on your Instagram, there's a picture of you at Tom's Diner eating some pancakes. Does that bring back some positive memories?
Yeah, man, the food is so good there. Like, Tom's. I went to Cat's Delicatessen, which is obviously like well-renowned, and it's actually so weird. So we go into Cat's, me and Chloe, and you take your ticket and you go around, you get your food, and you're looking for somewhere to sit. It's quite... it's well-renowned, Cat's. There's like loads of people there. So we just sit down at this table and we're just like eating. And we've probably been there like 20 minutes, and bloke taps me on the shoulder and he's like, "Do you realise you're sat in the When Harry Met Sally seats?" Which is obviously the seat everybody wants to sit in. There's like the queue, and there's the big arrow. It's like the Harry Met Sally famous orgasm seat. And we just didn't have a clue. We literally just sat down in these random seats eating our sandwich. And it took like somebody to say, "By the way, this is where When Harry Met Sally was filmed. You're sat in the seat." So we would never have even realized that. We just like Googled best places to eat in New York, or places you can't miss in New York or something. And that was obviously right up there on the list. And I think we'd just been shopping before that. So we got so lucky. It's absolutely ridiculous. And like the bloke behind me was a Hollywood director of some kind. And I think he directed, what had he directed? I can't remember, but he was rattling off these films. And I was like going to Chloe, I was like, this bloke behind me is like an absolutely massive name director. And he like turned around, tapped on the shoulders, like, "Yeah, you're sat in the When Harry Met Sally seats." It's amazing. Ridiculous. Absolutely incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously food is a massive part of why people go to New York. Do you have any hidden gems, maybe a pizza place you went to that stands out and you'd recommend?
Wow. Do you know what? There was one. I'm going to have to go on my phone to find out the name of it, because I've forgotten the name of it. And I'll shout out Dave Horner here, because Dave Horner is the king of food restaurants in city breaks. He has a spreadsheet with, like, say New York as one of the tabs on his spreadsheet, and he'll list the names of the restaurants, a star rating, the best time of day to go, the food served, like to that level. It's honestly ridiculous. It's so good. He's an absolute genius for it. And he was like serving up burger restaurants and stuff like that. And it's just, all of them were incredible. Every single one. What was the one we went to? Obviously Halal Guys is unreal. The street food. Yep. The street food vendors, Halal Guys, absolutely sensational. But I think it was Prince Street Pizza was unreal. Was very, very good. But yeah, maybe Halal Guys. I went to Halal Guys like 2 or 3 days, just like the street food carts that are just out of this world. But just everything about New York, man. The vibe in general, like the fashion, the music, the people, just class.
Yeah. Do you reckon it's the city in the world that you would move to if you didn't live in London?
100%, no doubt. 100% New York. I'd love to live in New York if I possibly could. It does remind me of London, just because of the pace, I think, where it's just frantic, non-stop, so many different cultures there. When you're like walking through like Chinatown or in Soho or Tribeca, it's just so different, each area. And that's what really reminded me of London. So I loved New York. Probably my second favorite city ever.
Wow. Nice, man. Just going back to food, is it important to you where you eat?
What, as in restaurants?
Yeah.
No, not really. Not really. I like food. I like a hot dog cart as much as I like some fancy restaurants. Yeah. But equally, I always think that the local food is the best food. Like in India, the curries, just never experienced anything like it. You could have a vindaloo, the heat of a korma in Goa.
Okay.
It's like we interpret curry so differently to how the Indians do, in that we have like a vindaloo is a set temperature. For them, that's a flavor. And they can control the temperature. So, and the naan breads and stuff, absolutely incredible over there. Or, you know, I come from Devon, obviously, we've already talked about it. So I quite like my fish. So like, I also love, whenever I go to a holiday with a beach, always eating the fish off the menu. That is like a staple for me. It's my favorite, one of my favorite foods. And like, Goan fish curry will probably never be beaten in terms of curries I've tried in my life.
Yeah. Nice, man. Would you have to, would you say that you're a sweet tooth or a savoury person?
Savoury, definitely. 100%. I'll go a starter over dessert every day of the week. I think desserts are the most overrated thing, man. Like, I'm with you. They're so samey. No, wherever you go in the world, it will be so samey. It will be like, oh, it's chocolate with vanilla. It's like, oh, I've had that in 15 different combinations in 15 different cities, probably. Whereas starters, and you can find so many different types of food. So for me, savoury every day of the week.
Yeah, because I wanted to bring up a photo of you that was on your Instagram of you. Well, there's two actually, to be fair.
Go on.
Of you eating gelato in Italy. So you must love it. Yeah. You must love it.
Do you know what? My girlfriend loves it more than I do, which is probably the reason I've got those photos. And also it probably like color coordinates with something that I've got on. So it's like, oh, this could make for a good photo. But yeah, my girlfriend's got a very sweet tooth. She loves ice cream and stuff. So I don't mind gelato, and I'll certainly eat a lot of sweet food, but savoury every day of the week for me, man.